Hello, everybody. It's Dark Side Phil. I need that money to pay my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill. Stupid fucking trolls, man. I just want to chill. I rock back and forth on the X and Y axis. Tip me so I could catch up on back tax. All right, I will already start planting the seeds for this once Elden Ring concludes. All right, which likely will be probably through the rest of this month, I'm thinking. I will now be seriously considering the possibility of upgrading my setup. We talked about this for a very long time. Last year, I had serious offers from multiple viewers, either offering to buy me the individual components to build a new capture rig, or to just buy me a pre-built machine ready to go, so I can just get it out of the box, turn it on, install the software, get my setup going within like a day or two. Okay? Why now? Because Elden Ring was the big one. Elden Ring was the biggest game this year coming out early. As I told you guys, I didn't want to mess with my setup until Elden Ring was done, because that would make no sense. When people want Elden Ring content constantly, you don't want to have a big interruption in the middle of the playthrough because I'm now upgrading my setup and now I have no means to play the game because everything's screwed up, right? So the way I see it is, if we finish Elden Ring, that was the big project for early 2022. If I need to take a day off to mess with a new PC, and you know what I mean? I have the ability to do that now, right? So that's what I'm saying. And yes, quite frankly, I don't have the ability to pay for it myself. I'm being upfront and honest with all of you right now. I just don't. With the way that things have gone over the last year, every month, no exaggeration, is kind of like paycheck to paycheck. As tips come in, I pay bills. When I get my big payment from YouTube every month, that goes to bills. And really, I don't have a lot of freedom financially to do anything. But I already had, you know, the offers last year, and I basically had to tell people, let's hold off. I literally had 2 to 3 people contact me and said, we're very interested in helping you. And by the way, these were serious people. This wasn't like trolls. These were actually people who I know, who were like, hey, we want to help you out, you know, with a new setup. And I was like, we got to hold off. This just doesn't make sense. We got the hardcore gaming season of the fall coming up, and then we had the craziest early gaming season ever in gaming history, okay? Now, you might say, well, what kind of stuff will be upgraded? The rig itself. The PC I use is 8 years old, and it gets used all day, every day, all right? It's got problems. It's not the smoothest of setups, although admittedly it's the most stable computer I've ever used in my entire life. After 8 years, it's just too limited. I can't upgrade anything that I want. Right now, when I'm capturing and streaming, half the time I'm at 80% CPU. No exaggeration, okay? So I need a PC where I'm not going to be at 80% CPU when I'm capturing and streaming. I'm pretty sure any new PC will be able to handle it a lot better. I need an internal capture device, all right, that can handle 1080p 60 frames above and beyond that as well. That could actually do HDR, all right? That can handle all these features that my TV does HDR. My TV does 4K gaming, but I can't do it because my setup is insanely outdated. I'm using an external capture card that sits on the floor, and if I walk over there near it, it says, dun dun dun, and disconnects from my PC, and now the whole setup's fucked up, and I got to restart everything. I got to, like, stay away from the equipment over there because it's so outdated, it's so old, that if I get near it, it malfunctions. Okay? So, in addition, this webcam is an old piece of junk. This thing I've been using for over a decade. I'm not kidding. This webcam is over 10 years old. I've been using this darn thing. Okay? I'm not to say it's a bad webcam, but it's just not good. It's not real 1080p. People want to see better quality. Every other streamer is using a better webcam than me. And I know that. Okay? I'm well aware of that. I can't upgrade the webcam right now. If I did, it won't work with my setup. My setup, like I said, already is being pushed to the limits of what it can do. If I were to put in a real high-quality webcam or a digital camera and try to stream it through my setup, the whole thing would just crap out. All right? So I need a new PC, and once the new PC is in place and working, now we can explore new things, like a new camera, a new setup behind me, where in some cases when I'm playing games, maybe I could do a green screen or something. Like, they actually have setups like fold out green screen, so I could do the pre-stream podcast like this, and then I could say okay, and then zoop, put a green screen behind me, and now you could just see me sitting here in the chair playing games like a lot of other streamers, right? That's just an idea. I'm not saying we have to do that, because some people like the green screen idea, some people don't. A lot of people actually really like the background that I have now, because now there's something to look at rather than stare at nothing like it used to be. But you see what I mean? Once the equipment's upgraded, now we have the possibility of new things. All right. I've had a Stream Deck for 2 years. Someone donated it without me. I didn't solicit it. They just sent it to me. Here's a Stream Deck. And I got it. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I can't use it because my PC runs on an old version of Windows, and this thing requires the newest version of Windows. And I'm not going to upgrade because my PC's stable. I'm afraid if I upgrade, it's going to fuck everything up. So it's been sitting there. I could use a Stream Deck. I could program it. So now over here, I could press buttons. We could have things pop up on the screen and everything on command because I'll have a Stream Deck, you see? So there's great possibilities of improvement and making things feel refreshed and new this year. But we had to get to the right time, and I'm actually feeling like this springtime, when things will slow down for game releases, would be a prime time to do it. The only other time I would think is actually kind of dead summer. In the middle of the summer, basically, there's also nothing usually going on. There was a couple exceptions. A couple years ago, we had Ghost of Tsushima. Remember that? But outside of that, usually the summer's dead, so we could do it then too. But I'm thinking, why wait if we can get it going earlier? So all I'm going to say is this. I'm putting the feelers out now to those people who had contacted me last year and were interested in helping with a system setup upgrade and all of that. Once Elden Ring is coming to the end, which probably will be by the end of this month, I will definitely consider doing that now. Okay, I think now we're finally coming to the time when that would make sense. All right, so there you go. I'm just tossing it out there, and I'll talk a little bit more about over the course of the month. I don't want to talk about it every day, but every once in a while, just make a reminder. Hey, I'm looking to upgrade the setup. You know, we'll see what happens. Okay.